And it is absolutely pouring down with rain here at Suzuka. We have the lights on, and it is go here in Suzuka. It looks like a good start for BVN. He will hold the lead through the first corner. Taki maintaining that 1-2-4 racing points as we look back through the field. It doesn't look like we have too much chaos on this opening corner. Although Pierre Salarun back to 24th on the start. Not ideal for the Frenchman here. Just checking through to make sure, absolutely sure nobody got any damage. And no, Koyomi Seto has lost her rear wing. Not sure exactly who got into the back of her there. Yes, let's have a look at that now. Heading into the Casio triangle. Yeah, just a good good attacking move there by Kicker to take the position. That's Kicker now up to 4th. There are some takers from the one.
Engine failure in the leading racing point, going into the hairpin.
Is it? It is! Oh my gosh, BVN! What an absolute tragedy for BVN. He's developed an engine problem on the Koenigsegg, and was gonna have to get out of the way of his teammate very quickly here. Although that doesn't actually seem to be affecting the power of his engine currently. This is a bit strange, but we'll see if he comes in to get that repaired.
The engine has finally let go on the Koenigsegg free valve of Van Hoevenhuizen maybe a little bit, losing a bunch of power here. It's going to allow Kickert to catch up, but Kickert had a big issue going through 130R. And give
Gary
Pacer a chance with Pacer spot braking!
Oh my!
He is deep in the sand trap to driver's left and has lost his front wing in the process. Might have just caught out that white paint on the outside of the braking zone.
Yeah, so
he's going to go right to the back of the field here.
Yeah, this is going to put him surely back in last place.
And Aria Havel is also out in the Burr Andeveld machine. She's had an issue of some variety. She might have just gone straight off at turn 1 in the chaos there after everyone tried to get around Gary Pacer.
Not entirely sure what happened there. Looks like she had an issue with her tires or something. Perhaps, I can't begin to imagine what that might have been. And Gary Pacer has stalled it. He's out of this race.
Now, holding up Kickert McFry and Akira Yamamura to a pretty good extent here.
Yeah, can't really do anything to defend down the... Oh, and Eduardo McWilliams is out. So this race very quickly turning into a disaster for Euromotor. There's a water leak in the Ford engine, and his race is very quickly done.
Unfortunately, not even the... That's
Akira Yamamura has also... Not sure exactly what happened there. Might have punctured a tire as well, the left rear, I think. And Yamamura wound up in the barrier and out of the race now.
This may be a bit of a weird guess, but is the rain doing just enough to pull out those flames and just about allow
the engine potentially?
Not enough to the point of being competitive, but enough to, well, allow him to actually use the car.
Edvard Holm sizing up Torrente for a move into 130R, and he gets the move done. Great move there by Edvard Holm on the 2020 Formula 1 World Champion. Although, now, that's Benoit Vuclaven making a look at the free wide.
He's also spinning into the Hitachi chicane. He's able to get going. He has found a good spot, and looks like there's no damage on the Jones. He just might have had an issue somewhere, as Emma Kickert is out of the race from 2nd place. We're going to look on board at the replay here. Going through both sections of the spoon had a mistake in the middle of the transition between spoon 1 and 2, and the car just went straight out off the track and out of the race on the spot. Goes the Simpson.
Yeah, looks like that was just
eliminate.
Looks like that was just a bit of a lock-up there, and just completely shattered the right front suspension of that car on the curb as she bounced over it. Emma Kickert is out.
Looking at Monica Flatter and John Bean, there's a front
Not
wing
anymore.
missing car. It might be K-On's. It might be BVN's. Big plumes of really dark smoke from the back of the Racing Point. And there was a front wing there, I assure you. I promise you.
Yeah, perhaps it's the front wing that was collected from Diego Alvarez Torrente. Perhaps one of the marshals is just somehow possibly wound up
be the
mishandling it.
Gary Pacer as well. It could be from the front wing from Gary Pacer's Mark 16 after he had his issue. Another look from Felipe Nicolai on the mecha of Tomo Kazama. They're going to be trying for side-by-side to 130 yard. Nicolai's going to be on the inside and will take the position from Kazama. They both kind of get a little out of shape. Except 130, it's going to allow Kazama another look around the outside, and she's going to take the spot back. Under braking for the Hitachi chicane.
As we're seeing Taki with that engine issue, now McFry very much hunting the Racing Point down for the lead here.
Yeah, it was about 10 seconds last time around, cut in half effectively by McFry. With the raw difference in straight line performance starting to come into effect here for Takuma Taki. Pace relatively has seemed to stabilize for Van Nieuwenhuis. He's kind of found himself in a spot where not really doing much around him as the engine is finally let go on the Koenigsegg as McFry has spun up by himself!
Oh my goodness me!
Oh my god, Martin McFry! He must have been absolutely astounded to see Taki pulling out like that, and just got on the just got a little bit out of shape for the Degners and crashed hard into the wall. That's a devastating crash for Martin McFly.
There might have been a minor oil spill from Taki's Koenigsegg as well. There's a lot going on in that instance, and we have another new leader in the span of 10 seconds. It's Nathaniel Cameron in the Jones Ford. Looking to go maybe 2 from 3 here. Big ol' issue there as Edward Holm is now out of the race.
Yup, his engine has finally had enough. His
engine has finally let go. So for Gary Pacer, he went for a big spin through the sand trap of the Hitachi chicane as Jesus Castel will come in for his first service. And then Diego Alvarez Trente did basically the same thing, but managed to get away with it and only lost 10 seconds, relatively speaking. He's made up basically all of that now, back into the top 8.
Castel reported technical problems on the way in, so that was not a planned stop.
No, it was a planned stop. He is on the free stop strategy here. They fueled him up to pit again about lap 29 or 30, which is where we'd expect the free stop strategy to be done. So very interesting strategy here from the March 16, but it seems that that technical issue has not been fixed as Jesus Castel will now retire. And that elevates BVN into 6th position. He's still going. And that's Nicola in for his first stop, also on the 2-stop strategy for Holiday in this one. It's actually critical for him to see if he can get out ahead of Tomo Kazama as we've got another car out of the race. That is K-Lon! And any hopes of K-Lon getting back in this championship fight, I think, are done. But returning to the battle between Kazama and Nicola, Nicola has gotten out in front of the mecha, so this has really benefited Nicola, staying out those extra couple of laps, getting in that clean air, and now he's gotten ahead of the mecha and another couple of points for his championship fight as Nathaniel Cameron has made his first pit stop of the race. Handing the lead to Benoit Vouclair. And that's a very good lap on his previous lap, 2 minutes 3.9. He's looking like he may in fact be on the one-stop strategy.
We're looking at John Bean pitting on schedule for his first service from second place.
This will put Cameron back into second position. We'll get a good accurate timing of the distance between himself and Vouclair out in front. That is 16.8 seconds. So with both cars still effectively got one more stop to make. That is a bit of work to do here for Cameron if he wants to get that second win of the season.
Bastian van Nieuwenhuizen come in for his first scheduled service in the Racing Point.
This stop is crucial because it will show us whether they can fix the technical issues on his car and get him back on pace.
8.6 second pit stop. Either they have some incredible mechanics there in Racing Point, or no, they cannot fix those technical gremlins.
We did see Klon have his service and then retire pretty shortly after, so we'll have to wait and see if coming to a halt like that, let the heat kind of recirculate through the engine, and then maybe that's the instant it'll go pop, but we just don't know at this point, as he will come out in 9th. Once, whatever one-stops are out there outside of Benoit Vauclair are going to be pitting probably in the next 5 or 6 laps or so, as we see Van Nieuwenhuizen all over the back of the remaining checkmate of Václav Malish after Krediminski stopped on track just after the second Degner. As always, BVN is grinding to a halt here. It looks like what I was talking about with the kind of the heat soak in the engine has finally let the Koenigsegg free valve to an untimely demise.
That's the race leader into the pits. Benoit Vouclair has finally come in. This will be a very long second stint, only pitting on lap 24 here as Nathaniel Cameron comes through into the race lead. Still flying in this middle stint as Vouclair now returns to the track.
Gap at the stripe, 18 seconds. So Cameron needs to find about another 10 to 12 to be out in front of the Frenchman in a pretty similar spot. As there's a car stop at Spoon, it's John Bean in the block muscle. He's had a big off on the first section of the Spoon curve, trying to find his way back around. Already lost position to Diego Alvarez Torrente. Now it's going to be Monica Flatter, who John Bean was battling earlier, who had her own issues. As John Bean facing the wrong way, got a lot of time to get it facing the right way before Pierre Saint Laurent comes through, but he yellow flag
that is
on the back. Seto facing the wrong way on the. Looks like she was facing the wrong way. That was the right way, just with the way the camera was facing. She's stopped on driver's right. Been another mechanical failure at Euromotor as Benoit Vauclair is out from second place. The leading Foxdale driver, the remaining Foxdale driver, looked to have a pretty good chance to win this automobile race, but another double DNF for Foxdale has left it a Jones 1-2 in probably one of the most unlikely of scenarios you could have imagined for the 2023 ARWS. Jones have had a brutal run of it as Carmen Alvarez Torrente now is out of the race in her Adriatica.
Oh my goodness.
That's another double DNF for Adriatica, as we've had a massive shakeup outside of the lead of this race.
And now Václav Malish
is out as well.
Oh my god.
He has lost drive.
Is anybody going to finish this race? And that's Monica Flatter. Monica Flatter's car has given up on her. Completely out of power. Brings it to a stop in the gravel trap.
16 to go. Passing 2/3 distance here in in a pretty short order here. 30 seconds the gap. Well, it would have been 30 seconds as they cross the stripe as Diego Alvarez Torrente is out from second place. He is at Spoon Curve. Might have stopped his Jones Ford kind of on driver's left. A move up John Bean the third. Felipe Nicolay will finally potentially get his podium as we see the stricken Jones to the left as we were riding on board with Tomo Kazama. It's been another strong drive. For Nathaniel Cameron did everything right and has been there ready to strike in the same way that he was able to at Simmons Plains Raceway. One more section of corners to go. A tricky exit out of the Hitachi chicane in terrible conditions. It's a second victory on the season for Jones. Is Nathaniel Cameron crossing the line and winning the Kansai Grand Prix for 2023?